Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream here at my YouTube channel. This is the weekly live. I'm back here every Monday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. In fact, next week I will be on location, I guess you could say. I'll be visiting Jennifer McGuire, so please come back next week at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm hoping I can convince Jennifer to come and craft with me. She might not, just because she was trying to convince me to craft with her during her live on Saturday, like 2 days ago. And I had already committed to play Mahjong with some friends. And so I just watched her live for about an hour, and then I had to bounce so I could go play some Mahjong. But so she was teasing me like during the live. She's like, she's not even going to come craft with me. Anyway, long story short, I will be at Jennifer's house next week. The pressure will be on. She'll probably join me. And it's always fun to go live from her house because she's got like her lovely assistant, her brother Mike. So he will probably be able to help me on my live as well. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Tonight, I'm going to be playing with just one product, just one from my new release. And that's the only thing on this card. We're going to use a die set. We're going to use every single die, every single greeting. And it's kind of like a clean and simple card, but there's a lot to it. So let's jump in. Okay, so when I was coming up with the idea for this card, I was like, I want to plan this out because it is so clean and simple and there are a lot of elements. And so I totally made like a digital version. So I'm going to show that to you right now. This is where we're headed. We've got a very pale gray background on the card, a bunch of white greetings, and then a colorful background. Like the die set has a shadow around it, like there's a shadow die that's separate. You see that? So I'm going to cut that out and then use inks to make a really colorful background to go behind that one greeting. So this is a way to stretch this one die set and really get a lot of bang for your buck. So because there are so many things I need to die cut, I actually counted on my computer. I need 6 of the hi, 6 of the hello, and also 6 of the hey you stacked. Well, not 6, but like 3 and then 3 that are stacked. So plus the one shadow. And I have a bunch of sheets of 80-pound Neenah Solar White with Altenew full sheet adhesive on the back because I think that's going to be the easiest way to cut all of these out and then adhere them to the card front. In fact, let's do the card front now. Look at this really pale gray. This is Fog Cardstock from Spellbinders. Let me grab a card front here. Compared to the white of this card front, it's so super pale. I'm going to adhere the Fog Cardstock to the front of the card. And then as I start taking these off, actually, now that I think about it, I probably should do the colorful shadow background first, because then as I cut these out, I can start adhering it to the card. So let's do that. We're going to cut this one and then do the inking on it. I'm going to be using a bunch of the new C9 colors. So we'll ink that up first, and then we'll do all the other die cutting. All right, I'm going to set these aside for a minute, and we'll do this inking. Now, it's a kind of a really small square. I mean, look at that. It's not very big, but we're going to pack a lot of colors on there. I'm hoping this works. Gosh, y'all, I don't know that I've ever tried to put 5 different colors on a piece of cardstock this tiny. We're going to try it. I've got some really fun colors for this right here. Some of you might recognize these. These are from a color palette that I think, was it Greg? I think Greg shared this color palette during Winter Retreat. And I thought this was really fun. It uses 3 of the new colors. We've got Basil, Capri, and Berry Kiss. And then Starfruit and Wildberry are colors that have already been in the C9 family for a while. All right, I'm starting with Starfruit. In fact, maybe I should zoom in here since this is such a small little square that we're going to be blending today. Oh my word, so teeny tiny. Okay, Here's Starfruit, our lovely little card sketch back up here. Well, you can stay right there. That's going to help me remember where I'm inking and not bring it in too much in any one area. But I'm trying to recreate that little square. Going on to Basil. Oh my word, I've never used this ink pad. There we go. It's like you have to like break the seal in order to get into it. And I'm sort of afraid that it's going to be super juicy. It's not too bad. I think it will definitely stamp onto the cardstock. So I'm going to come in here and do it very lightly. I do want it more saturated than that, but the next color I'm moving on to is Capri. I'm just kind of like going around in that circle. And this is also the first time I've used Capri. Oh, actually, no, it's not. I have used it. I had to think about that for a minute. I'm like, have I? I most definitely have. Okay, and on this side, I've got to do Capri, Berry Kiss, and Wildberry. So I need to make sure that the Capri is overlapping the green quite a bit to really get lots of color on here. And of course, a little bit of that Wildberry can go over into the Starfruit, and I want it to do that. I want it to kind of mix over there, but all right, there's Capri. The next color is Berry Kiss. Ooh, Berry Kiss is very, very juicy. I might not need the Wildberry depending on how much I get this Berry Kiss here in this corner. I'm not sure if I'll need it. And with Wildberry. Okay, I do want to get a little bit of an orange shade right there. I'm getting a little bit there. I think I'll come back in with more Starfruit and see if I can get that to overlap and create an orange shade even more. I believe in the original color palette that Greg shared, Creamsicle was in it too, but I decided that this was such a small little square that it probably would work out to eliminate the Creamsicle and instead just let the Starfruit and the Wildberry overlap to get more orange. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. I like that. And it looks really close to my example up there, which I love. Okay, so I can just start die cutting all this. And I know that I need 6 of every single greeting. You know what? I forgot that I was going to glue that colorful piece down so I know what I'm doing. Oops. Let's pause that for a moment and come back to the card. And we'll just get this adhered. So I'm putting this Fog Cardstock, which is from Spellbinders. I'm just putting it directly down onto the card front. I only have like, I bought 2 12 by 12 sheets of all of the Spellbinders colors of cardstock. And so I'm using them very sparingly. Otherwise, I probably would have just made the whole card front out of this. Okay, so there's the fog. And then I'm going to be putting this, I don't know. I need my picture again. Let's bring back the picture. All right. I need it kind of about right there. I think I will put it on some foam tape. All right. And I'm just going to eyeball where it's going on the card. I know it's going to be a little bit different, but that's okay. All right. I think I'm going to hold this with tweezers. Kind of like look at this and try to get it in the right spot. about like right there, I think. Yeah, I haven't pressed it down, but I think it's about right there. So now I'm going to die cut these. And the reason why I wanted to have everything ready to go is because those have adhesive on them. So I can start putting them on the card front right away. It's still in the, oh, it's still in the die. That's okay. No worries at all. This actually is going to work out to our benefit. Let me grab, because now I can get rid of all the little interior pieces. Da-da. Okay, so now it's just the die that's in there. And then I don't have any, I'm going to have to die cut them all separately. Okay, let's put that right there. Hopefully, since this is going down to dry cardstock. Oh, perfect. I love it. Peggy says she needs more magnet sheets. Any suggestions? Well, I've moved to only putting my most used dies on really heavy magnet boards. And the ones I use are from Stampin' Storage. But if you put magnet sheets in your storage pockets with your dies or something like that, I have not found a really good one. The ones I keep buying on Amazon turn out to be flimsy. They're not as good. So your guess is as good as mine. Maybe there'll be some good suggestions in the comments. Yes, Lawn Fawn are really heavy duty as well. Oh my word, it's stuck to the tweezers. Come get off the tweezers. Okay, there. Okay, I do have a little bit of glue kind of squidging out. I'm kind of going to clean that up a little bit. Lovely. So the card would be done just like that, except I really want to do, I really want the Hey You stacked. So I'm going to cut it out one more time after this, the whole thing. And then I'll just use my tweezers to get it in place right on top. And I'm just kind of like adhering from one corner. And then you can kind of pinch them a little bit to make sure that it's lined up. Also got little adhesive bits everywhere. Okay. So I'm like pinching the areas until they kind of stick together. And then I'm going over top and pressing everything down. And when I'm stacking them, I like to pop them out of the die so that I can really see what I'm doing. There we go. And then I can just use my tweezers to get it lined up. So once again, I'm just starting in this top corner, getting that lined up, and then coming down, and I can get the outer frame lined up. And then I can come in and press down on the letters. Okay. Oh yeah, I really like it stacked. Do you guys see that? It looks really good, all stacked. I also really like to use the full sheet adhesives from Altenew for intricate dies like this because it's just so clean. There's like no glue anywhere, and it just works out so well. So here is the finished card. Let's take a look at it up close. You can really see the dimension on those stacked die cuts. I think it just looks phenomenal. I think it turned out really well. It looks almost exactly like my digital mock-up. If anything, I just spread out all of the die cuts a little bit more than what it was on the mock-up. But I think that really worked to my advantage because I didn't have to cut out quite as many. Anyway, make sure you come back next week. Well, I have to back up. I have an edited video for you guys at the end of this week, so watch for that. And then next Monday, I will be visiting my friend Jennifer McGuire out in Ohio, and we will be together for my live on Monday. I think we're going to be doing a live with her on her channel later in the week, next week as well. So thanks so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time.